Today we're going to look at my daily driver. It's got a handbrake issue, which I'll show you in a second, and I need to give it an oil change. I've got the MOT coming up next month, and I need to get the handbrake working, obviously, because that's a requirement for the MOT. And I'm not sure if I've got a broken spring on the driver's side front. In doing the oil change, I'm going to jack the front end of the car up anyway, so we can have a little look at that spring. So I'm going to attempt to show you the handbrake. I need to run the engine for a bit to get it warm for the oil change anyway. So just started the engine. So it's an automatic, this car. So the handbrake's actually a pedal down here by my foot. So I'll put that on all the way, and then I'll select reverse, make sure it's clear behind, and see what happens when I take my foot off the brake. We're not moving. Handbrake does work a bit. Not very well though, clearly. You can see it moves forward in drive, so handbrake doesn't work very well. So I need to have a look. I've not serviced this car yet since I've had it, so I'm kind of working things out as I go. Oil filter's nice and easy to get to, look. It sits there. Obviously I need to get underneath for the oil filler cap. The oil drain, sorry. So we'll let it warm up a bit, I'll get it jacked up, and then we'll be good to go. It's important, if you're servicing your car yourself, to have a good look around the sort of things that they might look at the garage when you're taking it for a service. So with the front of the car jacked up, I'm just going to have a little look in here at the brakes. You can see there's quite a lot of life left on that pad. The tyres in good condition, the tread, have a look for any bits of anything sticking out of it that shouldn't be there. You can see this coil spring is complete, in good condition. I'll see if there's any play in any joints or bearings, so you can just grab either side of the wheel. There's no movement there, top and bottom, no movement there, so that side's in good condition. We'll go and have a look at the other side. This is the side I wasn't sure if it sat a little bit low, so I'm interested to have a real good look around this coil spring. So it doesn't appear there's any broken section, so that must be correct as it's meant to be. It's definitely no broken section, so I'll do the same as the other side. Have a little look at the brake pads. Discs are in a bit of a lip when the pads are worn, if you want discs on pads next time. No sign of any play in there. So what I'll do is I'll lock the steering wheel over each side so I can have a look at some more of the suspension. So you can get in here and you can have a look at the anti-roll bar link, you can have a look at all your suspension bushes. It all looks quite nice in there. While the wheels turn that way. Have a look at this side. See all your brake hose, ABS wire, that all appears to be in nice condition. Ball joints, have a look at what bushes you can see. All looks to be in good condition. There's maybe a little bit of a wheel alignment issue I need to look at. It's a bit worn on the inside edge there, which I'm sure is true of the other side. There's a slight bit of wear on that edge there as well, so that's something to keep in mind and keep an eye on. There you can see the brake hose, ABS wiring, brake pad wear sensors. Have a look at any bushes. There was no play in the track rod end we noticed before, so it's all good. So I can give it a minute to warm up a bit more, and then I can look at dropping the oil. Looking underneath this car, you can't see anything. It's covered in under trays the whole way under, so you'd never know if it was rotten or anything, would you? So I'm not sure which under tray I need to take off, so I'm going to start by taking this one off. That's a lot of screws to take out, isn't it? So let me find the sump plug and we'll get that undone. There it is. What size is it? I think that looks like a 13, so I'll get one of those. Did I spill some on the floor then? Not sure. Been a while since this car's had a oil change. It's a little overdue. I'm going to see if the oil filter comes with a new copper washer. That filthy diesel oil. No, it doesn't come with a new washer. So what I usually do with these, if I don't get a new one, take it off, put it back on the other way, usually sealed. Unless somebody's done that before. Hold quite a lot of oil, these engines. It's something like 6.5 litres. So I've got 7 litres. But in the time I've had this car, I've done 15,000 miles and I haven't had to top it up yet. The level's been fine, as you can see. There's plenty of oil in there. I'll show you when I get the tray out. I'm just going to fight against the wind a little bit, blowing the oil. Yeah, that's interesting. Look at this. There's not many cars that have a central jacking point. It's a nice rubber pad on this big sturdy piece of the front subframe, so that kind of makes it easy when you're jacking up. So you can put axle stands when you've got so many under trays, because you can't even put one under the chassis rail because there's stuff there. Right, we'll just leave that to drain for a bit and I'll probably get the oil filter swapped. So the oil filter sits here. I don't have any of those cups that sit over the top of it, so I just have to try and find some grips or something to grip it and undo it. I just found this rather old oil filter tool in my toolbox. This used to belong to my dad for old oil filters. See if that does the job. That's quite a thing, isn't it? Goodness. So the new filter has come with a few O-rings and seals and bits, so we'll get them swapped over. So we've got 3 O-rings. So we've got one on the top there, one on the middle, and then the big one on there. Okay. Each of the new O-rings fitted. New filter. It's got a little O-ring inside each end. There we go. Fit that back in the car now. That's the filter on. I can go and get the sump plug back in now. Clean up under there. I shall just nip that up once the oil's out of the way. I've got to try and get that tray of oil out now. Look at that deliciously black oil. So before I put the cover back on, the under trays, I'm going to fill the oil up, and it's now car's level, my drive's sloped, so when it's on stands it's sitting level, so I'm going to fill the oil up and then I can run it and check for any leaks. I'm just going to nip the sump plug up. So the oil I've got, I generally rely on my parts supplier to recommend the right oil. I've got a 530 LS low saps synthetic C3. It's quite a common oil, I think, for a lot of modern cars. Now, am I going to spill it? Just in case, I'm going to put this here, because there's a fairly good chance I will, but we'll see, eh? Only spilled a little bit. That's 5 litres. So I'm going to put 6 in and then check it, I think. There we go. I'm going to dip it now. Do you ever look at something and think, why would you put that there? Look at the dipstick location. Clear. It's no good, is it? It's just at the full mark, so I'll put the extra ½ litre in that it needs. And then check it again. So I'm going to check it again and then start it and run it. Let it build oil pressure, turn it off, check for leaks, put the covers back on, and then just dip the oil one last time. So that's just above the full mark, so once it's run through the oil filter, that'll be right. It's run up, it's got oil pressure. Yeah, it's all good now. I just noticed a split in the breather hose, not quite split, it's just a bit of heat protection has rubbed on something. So yeah, that's the oil topped up. I'll let it settle back to the sump now while I put the under trays back on, check the level again, and then that part will be done. So that's all the under trays bolted back on. I'm going to drop the car back on the ground, the front end back on the ground, put the engine cover back on, and then turn the car around and we can have a look at the handbrake. There we go. Check the level again. It's all good, perfect. So I've turned the car around, I've got it jacked up, so now we can spin each of the wheels and see which ones, see if either of them are working. So I'm going to go and put the handbrake on. Alright, that's the handbrake fully on. That's locked solid. Go and check the other side. That one feels solid. Maybe it's better than I thought, so MOT ready. So now I've got the oil change done. Handbrake seems to work. We'll have to see how it performs on the brake rollers at MOT. Did a little bit of work on my wife's car yesterday, that's filthy. This one's filthy. I think I'm going to give them a wash because they're well overdue. It's always nice to take clean cars for MOT. Got to keep the MOT tester happy, haven't you? So I shall get them washed and that'll be that.